Aisha was not 9 years old, and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, did not marry a child, and I can prove it to you in less than 45 seconds. Point number one, she was 9 years old, but people mature at different stages.
I kid you not, this is not a joke. This is not rage bait. This video is still on his TikTok, and he believes 100% in what he just said. I'm going to prove to you in 30 seconds that Aisha was not 9, and in the first 5 seconds of this video, I'm going to tell you that she was 9. You cannot make this up.
When someone asks if you see yourself getting married, but you're fully convinced that every single man is evil, so you're assuming all black men are evil, gay men, Jewish men, trans men, well, that not only makes you transphobic, it makes you racist, homophobic, anti-Semitic, and also sexist. It's so tough.
Is it illegal to cross the border of a country?
Borders shouldn't exist, bud.
The entire world should open up their borders.
We live in a f***ing planet. We don't live in a f***ing, like...
When you say borders shouldn't exist, are you trying to say that we shouldn't keep track of who's coming in and who's going out?
Yo, countries can f***ing exist without borders that make it illegal to
What
live
do you
there.
think the point of a border is? Why do you think we have them to begin with?
You sound like an annoying Charlie Kirk.
All right, let's not personally attack each other. He asked you a good question. Wait.
I have to talk to this guy.
Okay, I'll ask the question then. What would the purpose of a border be, other than to protect the people in society?
Loki, I don't f*** with you, so I'm gonna go.
Okay.
So bye.
All right.
Borders shouldn't exist, but I am sure this guy is protesting for Palestine. But according to him, borders don't exist. Wonder how that works.
Aisha was not 9 years old.
It takes at least 5 black voters to get the same amount of voting power as 1 white voter in Texas, and 3...
What?
It's a fact. Like, it's with...
Black people have the same voting power as
No,
white people in
within-
America.
Well, obviously, but with the districts and stuff, it also takes around, like, 3... Latino
That makes no
voters.
sense. Everybody has one vote. Everybody's vote is counted one time.
She's dressed as a Native American.
Are you trans? Is that a costume or is that how you are? Huh?
Do I look trans?
A little bit.
You look trans.
But it's also Halloween. I look trans?
Just mind your own business. I'm not even talking to you. I don't give a fuck who you're talking.
You're offended? You're offended, but you're dressed up like a girl.
I have a beard. Do girls have beards?
Well, when they take hormones and shit, they get them.
I will, but I said what I have to say.
Yeah, you said it. Now you can get the fuck out of here.
She can talk for herself too, right?
She clearly doesn't want to because you're fucking disrupting her night. Just fucking walk down the street, bro.
I will just fucking walk down the street.
Good, please.
So this dude is complaining about cultural appropriation while he believes that he's a woman. I kid you not, he's complaining about cultural appropriation while he's apparently able to appropriate being a woman. Yes, that is a level of stupidity and ignorance we are dealing with today. We have all the technological advancements, all the advancements in the education system, and we have idiots like this who are roaming freely in society saying the things that they're saying. Before we get back into the video, if you guys have enjoyed the video thus far, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hit the bell so that you're notified when a video comes out, and let us get back into the video.
Is this a dog?
I was trying to see this earlier.
Is that a dog?
That doesn't look like a dog. I don't think so.
Okay, great.
That doesn't look like a dog
Great,
to
but
me.
he feels like a dog, and you said that if a man feels like a woman, he is a woman. So,
So this is I think that's the important
what's the
point.
difference
In
why a man who feels like a woman is a woman, but a man who feels like a dog is not a dog?
okay, let's take your sort of wild connection
No, I
here
want
sort
an
of
answer.
separately.
I just want an answer.
What was the question?
Why is it that a man who feels like a woman is a woman, but a man who feels like a dog is not a dog?
Because a dog is a biological definition, and a woman, like I
Right,
said,
here we
is
go.
a gender definition
The
that has
definition,
changed.
the definition of a woman is an adult human female. The definition of a female is a person who falls in the sexual category capable of bearing children and producing ova. A man cannot be a woman, just like a man cannot be a dog. And if you want to say that we've changed the definition of women to include men, I would say, why can't we change the definition of dog to include men?
I would say that language is fluid, and we absolutely could.
Okay, so this guy can be a dog.
In some world, change the definition of a dog.
I'm going to hold you to this. I want an answer. Can that guy be a dog?
A biological dog, or have we changed the definition of dog?
I'm just asking you. Can he be a dog?
In the way that the definition stands now.
Is it possible?
In the future?
Is it possible?
Now or in the future?
Is it possible at all?
Yes.
It's possible for a man to be a dog.
If the definition of dog changes.
Okay. And here we go to absurdity.
There is no way at the beginning of this video, this guy looked at the video as if he couldn't see that that was clearly a human being with a mask on, and he was genuinely thinking to himself, is that is that a human? I don't know, actually. It looks like a dog. He genuinely thought to himself, I have to think whether this is a dog or not. I'm telling you, these people can vote. And if you don't open your eyes to what's going on, yeah, things are going to get really bad.
Talk to me about some of those privileges that white people have that you guys don't have.
If I were to walk across the streets in the dark as a black, queer, female presenting person, I would not feel safe because I feel like I would be pretty targeted. But if I were a white cis man, I don't think I'd be like the type of person someone would come up to and hate crime, because that's just not what happens.
She's wearing a mask. I am really not surprised by the stupidity that just came out of her head. She's lacking oxygen from the fact that she's wearing that diaper on her face, which is not allowing her to think correctly, which is why she said the stupid things that she said.
Would you ever live in a Muslim country?
I have.
Yeah?
It's been a wonderful experience.
Which country?
Pakistan.
Or even countries that have Sharia law instituted?
I would. I am Muslim, so obeying Sharia isn't that different for me. I do it anyway, even though it isn't like a U.S. law requirement.
Yeah.
So I fully would live in a Muslim country.
Do you think that Sharia law would be better in the U.S. than the current U.S. law?
I personally do think that the place would benefit from it as a Muslim.
Yeah, you will definitely want to live in a Muslim country while you complaining about the country that you're currently in, while not moving back to this apparent Muslim country that you claim you really love.
Well, dudes that have been changing to chicks are crushing it right now. Male Spanish soldiers are self-identifying as women to get better army digs. Army Corporal Roberto, who registered as a female in the past 12 months, reportedly he gets a better salary now. He has nicer accommodations. And then also, he was told that his pension's gone up because women get more to compensate for inequality. Also gets a 15% more annual salary for being a mother. You know what the best part is? Because out of respect for, he said he didn't want to be in the female houses and showering with them and stuff. So they just gave him his own house. So Corporal's been allowed to maintain his beard because facial hair is permitted for women, whereas guys have to shave their beard.
What do you mean facial hair is permitted for
There's
women?
nothing in the code of conduct about women having facial hair.
This is just a smart guy. He's a smart lady, sorry.
Modern problems require modern solutions.
I'm about to say something, and I hope I don't sound ignorant. I've noticed that people are the only culture of people, or the only race of people, that age like milk. Like, think of any other culture. Black people, Asian people, Polynesian people, Indian people, Latinos, we all age beautifully. We all age like we're supposed to age, right? And growing up surrounded by white media, I assumed that the way white people age was normal. I thought we were the anomalies. Like black people, I thought we were the anomalies. But nah, brother. The older I got and the more I paid attention, I realized that they are actually the only race of people that I can think of that age horribly. Now, not all of them, but that's my point. Like, it's actually abnormal. Sorry, somebody was walking by. But like I was saying, it's abnormal for white people to age gracefully. I can only think of one or two examples of white people that have aged gracefully. Like Kate Beckinsale, for example. That girl looked good. Okay? You know she's 52? For me and my people, I can think of a handful of people that age beautifully. Like Morris Chestnut, Megan Good, Gabrielle Union, Angela Bassett. Just to name a few. Some people could argue, oh, they're celebrities. They can afford to keep themselves looking good. Baby, I see people, black people, on the street who don't look their age. I'm talking age like vampires. I got people in my family who age like vampires. Like, this is not celebrity selective. I promise you it's not.
There is no way someone can have this much lack of self-awareness, but then at the same time, I can't understand someone having this much lack of self-awareness in this climate. You look like Barney and you're talking about the way other people look. There is no way.
What about me? Anyways, if you need LED neon sign, our monthly capacity is 10,000 sets. Each set comes with 1 year's guarantee. Check out the link in our bio and use the discount code below to get your custom neon sign. Just enter the text you need and you will see the price.
How you doing, guys? Do you want to tell us why you're here? Can you tell us why you're still wearing a mask? Is that for COVID or to like protect your identity? Touch my...
Do not choke me!
Don't grab me. Look at her. So she's the victim now. She's the victim. Look at the victim. She's the victim. They're consolidating the victim. It's no surprise.
So let me get this straight. You decided to be violent towards someone. They decided to take back their property from you. And when they took their property back from you, you decided to cry like a baby as if you weren't the one who assaulted them in the first place, and you began to cry victim. This person is a perfect illustration for all of these wokies who like to cry victims when they're the ones who attack you. They attack you, you defend yourself, and then they say that you're the evil person. You really cannot make any of this up, and this is genuinely how life is right now with these people. And just to remind you all, they can vote.
What would you do if there was a trans woman in a toilet?
I would tell them to leave.
Yeah, if they didn't, what would you do?
Well, I'd be very frightened because I'm a 5'1" woman, aren't I?
What if it was someone your height?
Okay, I'd still ask them to leave because they don't belong in there.
But what's...
Look, I'm just going to say this because I do think you're probably a vulnerable person. So what I don't want to do is I don't want to exploit you, but I am just going to remind you, as a grown woman, I would like you, because you're a very tall man, not to use women-only spaces.
If you can identify, for me, I'm getting frustrated where people are getting confused between biological sex and gender.
Yeah, biological sex means you can't come into women-only spaces.
But being trans is a protected characteristic of the
Not for
Equality
me,
Act.
it's not. Yeah, but not in a women-only toilet, it's not.
It's a protected characteristic of the Equality Act.
Yeah, but not to allow you in women-only spaces, it's not.
Based on biological sex.
The level of stupidity you have to engage in to believe that if you identify as a woman, you should be able to go into women's spaces is absolutely amazing. So all I need to do is just say that I'm a woman, and you can't actually verify whether I'm a woman or not because it's just based on my feelings. So what they're essentially doing is they're allowing men who are predators to just identify as a woman, and then they can just go into women's spaces and have their way with the women in that space. All in the name of not hurting people's feelings. These people are just destroying society, and it's crazy to see how aloof and how clueless they truly are.
I know this is an outdated term, but is cultural appropriation not a thing anymore? I don't think you're Middle Eastern. You can't wear that scarf.
Like technically, man, that is cultural appropriation.
That's shame. Shame, shame, shame. You really should be ashamed of yourself. You know, I'm going to film it right now. Look at that. That is a white person. That is a white person. Shame! Shame!
It is cultural appropriation.
Shame!
You have a good point.
Shame!
You have a great point, man.
I'm shaming her because she's white and she's wearing a Middle Eastern headdress. It's really not okay.
Well, he does have a point. These are the same people who say it's cultural appropriation if you wear someone else's cultural attires. Yet here they are wearing someone else's cultural attire. But of course, it's all good when they do it. It's a problem when, you don't do it the way they want you to do it. Use these idiots' logic back on them and you'll see how they can't answer questions.
I was just thinking about this Republican talking point that used to get grilled through me of, if you give a man a fish, he'll keep asking for fish, but if you teach him to fish, he'll never ask for you again. And I was thinking about it in the sense of it's trying to say Democrats want to give out free handouts and Republicans don't. But the problem is Republicans aren't teaching anybody to fish. They're actually gatekeeping fishing. You're actually unable to fish unless your grandfather's grandfather owned a pond. You actually don't have access to water at all. Most people don't. Y'all aren't teaching anyone to fish. If anyone's going to teach you how to fish, it's a communist, right? Because they want to make everybody self-sufficient on their own. Like, you guys aren't giving away fish or teaching people how to fish. Republicans are fishing and throwing it in your face, and Democrats are catching gay fish. Being like, look at how progressive our fish are, while we're all in the fucking desert.
And she has a bull nose ring piercing. Am I surprised? No.
I miss seeing your face. Well, I miss being safe. There is violence in disease. Please, tell me again how you disagree with the scientific studies as you mock disability. It wasn't hard for me to learn better and do better, to understand that we all share air together, and that to continue to center my own comfort and pleasure is to do the work of the oppressor. You cave to the pressure to uphold the status quo, to throw up your hands and say, well, that's just the way things go. When Black or trans or other marginalized folks are disproportionately becoming too sick to leave their homes, you post fuck Columbus, but your actions condone the very same practices the colonizers honed. And if it isn't enough to care about others, the numbers don't lie. You are going to suffer. If you don't want to listen, you can't say we didn't warn you. It may feel easy now to ignore and conform to the normalization of chronic illness and pain, but it does beg the question, why do you have the right to maim? You complain about staying at home for a few months. Meanwhile, your children develop scar tissue on their lungs. Long COVID now higher in children than asthma. Just more evidence we fall for their propaganda. Because they tried to say kids aren't harmed by the virus. But tell that to myalgic encephalomyelitis. Every break in transmission prevents death and disability. Is it really that hard to wear a respirator to get groceries? Believe me, I don't want this to be the reality. But it can't be ignored when it's spreading so rapidly. If you wonder if you would have cared during the AIDS crisis, you're doing it now. But it's not too late to revise this.
Yeah, we're doomed.
I think you're one of the good white people. Here are 5 things you still say that are actually racist. Number 1, my family didn't own anybody. My family didn't enslave anyone. A lot of white families didn't, but we still benefit from it. Even today, white families hold 8 times the wealth that Black families do, and this is no coincidence. Number 2, I voted for Obama. Okay, congratulations. Racism didn't end in 2008. Simply shapeshifted. Also, if you haven't noticed, we literally have a fascist in office right now. Number 3, not to play devil's advocate, but what? There is quite literally no reason to defend racism in any way, shape, or form, so just completely eliminate this from your vocabulary. Number 4, but Black on Black crime. This is a distraction so that you do not focus on systemic violence. Do you know why the first police patrol was founded? To literally capture Black people and drag them back to their kidnappers and their oppressors. So yes, we still see the effects of that today. And number 5, why can't we all just get along? I used to think this phrase was neutral, but I realized it is an attempt to silence Black voices and to protect white comfort. We can't all get along because the system is inherently corrupt. As white people, we can either get defensive or we can hold ourselves accountable. Peace and love.
Oh, look, another liberal white woman talking about how evil white people are. Oh no, how surprised am I?
What is the name of the invisible line that runs around the middle of the earth? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Please reveal your answers.
Okay.
Adiola, there's nothing there.
It's invisible. Basically, if something is invisible, you cannot see it. Therefore, it cannot be named. If it cannot be named, there is nothing to write down.
So air is just not a word.
Oh my God! Oh my goodness me!
Did you say you disagree with this?
Yeah, I do.
Why do you think children should get puberty blockers?
It depends on the person and how they feel, and it's like a human's right.
Do you think children can consent to chemical and surgical mutilation?
Don't touch the equipment. What do you think you're doing? I don't think it's not your equipment. Yeah. Don't touch her equipment. Keep your hands off it. There's a woman and you're touching her stuff.
No, it's because
keep your hands to yourself.
It's because you guys are trying to make a scene here and trying to film stuff.
I'm actually just
people off guard.
She asked you a
trying to have
question.
conversations.
You
So you think children should be chemically and surgically mutilated? That's unfortunate.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I'm glad some people understand that. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you, guys.
Don't touch the equipment. What do you think you're doing?
I don't think
it's not your equipment. You don't touch her equipment. You keep your hands off it. There's a woman and you're touching her stuff.
No, it's because
keep your hands to yourself.
It's because you guys are trying to make a scene here and trying to film stuff and catch people off guard.
She asked you a question.
This is absurd.
You can walk on.
Do you think children should be chemically and surgically mutilated? That's unfortunate.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad some people understand that.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
World's gone mad.
Now all of a sudden, when it comes to their crazy ideology, now kids have rights in their world. You know, kids should be able to make these types of decisions. And that's what I mean by kids having rights. They believe that kids should be able to do these things, which is interesting. And if you really think about it, think how deep this can actually go as to what kids should be able to and cannot do. Because if he believes kids should have rights in the sense that they should be able to make decisions for themselves, what other decisions can they make for themselves then?
Hot take this, hot take that. Y'all don't know what a hot take is, so I'm going to give you a few of them. No men in political office for 1,000 years. No white people in office for 1,000 years. If you mention God or your faith or religion of any kind as a deciding factor as a politician, immediately disqualified and kicked out of office. I don't think criminalizing racism is good enough. I think we need to criminalize a lack of anti-racism. If you go around saying that you think black people don't have it as bad as they did in America 100 years ago, I think you should at least get a grotesquely large fine and at minimum serve a few weeks in prison because you're an idiot. While we're on the subject, the criminal justice system needs to be overhauled and completely rebuilt because it's a scam. While we're at it, we need to redo public education because, again, it has been chipped away and now it is basically a shell of what it is supposed to be. The children aren't learning. Lastly, I think that there is a way to make voting way more accessible and easy. Those kids in Nepal did it on Discord. We need to get it together.
Are you guys not tired of continuously talking about how men shouldn't be in power and how white men are somehow evil while you are also a white man, so you are more than likely evil according to your own standard? Are you not tired of continuously regurgitating the same thing over and over again? At this point, nobody cares and nobody takes you guys seriously.
If abortion becomes unavailable, right, and a person who cannot have a baby, and abortion is fully off the table, then they like try to do it themselves. Ooh. They're gonna like,
yeah, that's true. It's true. It's very true, and they kill themselves.
So that, and then they die, or they end up going to the hospital. That like stuff happens. Then what?
Well, so clearly I'm opposed to all abortion, whether it be safe or dangerous for the mom. I oppose all of it. Like... And right now the pro-choice movement is the one that's trying to get pills available in the mail to women, taking them at home with no doctor oversight, no one checking to see if baby's in the uterus, not in the fallopian tube. The pro-choice movement is actually making a very dangerous back alley abortion right now called self-managed abortion. It's very dangerous for women. Not my side.
The back alley danger is being caused by pro-life people trying to
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think that what we've done is we have created a society where we tell people like, yeah, have sex without consequences, right? You can have sex and don't need a baby. And so when you have a baby, it's like a big shock to your system. Like, what happened? Well, you chose the action, but now we've created a society where we expect sex with no baby. And so people want that so badly, they will turn to things like self-managed abortions that are very dangerous for them and certainly for baby as well. My world's not gonna be perfect, but I think that what we can do is restore responsibility for men and women, both of them, to only be engaging in sex when they're ready for a baby.
I don't know. I don't know.
We get it. You don't want to take accountability for your actions. We get it. You don't know how to close your legs because you're akin to an animal. You just base everything in your life on impulse. We understand. You can't control yourself. We believe you.
You guys say Black Lives Matter, like he doesn't matter?
He's a fucking race traitor. That's what
he's a race traitor. A white girl said that about a black guy? That's not racist? That's not racist?
White girl, you're fucking funny.
He just said he was a race traitor.
Race traitor. Not being racist.
So he can't think for himself? He can't think for himself?
Betraying their own race.
So he has to think like you then? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying he needs to think for himself.
He is thinking for himself. He is thinking for himself.
Race traitor. You're embarrassing.
Yeah, did you not just ask? I said, you asked me what I was. You asked me what I was, and I didn't want to lie to you. I am currently a registered Republican. I have been my whole life. And I still want one. I still want one.
I love everybody, but I don't.
But not me.
I love humans.
What do I have to be, gay? If I can identify as gay, if that's what it takes to get a hug.
What you just said was highly offensive.
Dude, how do you
he
know
said,
I'm
I'll
not gay?
Pretend to be gay if you give me a hug.
Well, because that's all.
That is very offensive.
More offensive than what you said to the black guy over here?
Yeah, more offensive than what I said.
When you said he was betraying his own race.
Yes, and I stand.
You think that's more? You think that's not offensive?
And what you said
okay, all right.
is more offensive than being a race traitor.
So you can tell a black guy what he is, but that's not offensive?
I
You can't say to a black man, you are a race traitor. From a white person, that is so racist.
Okay.
Facts. So we both messed up, so let's apologize. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You're still targeting immigrants. I'm not apologizing.
Bro, are you even real?
I stand by what I say, and you still.
I like your passion, though. All right, well, we'll back up to give you some more room. Yeah, let's back up. But I still want the hug, man.
As a person who does drag and is constantly subjected to straight women because they just invade our spaces, I gotta tell you, it's not great. If you are going to be a straight person in a queer space, especially at a drag show, you better be handing out $20 bills. You better be tipping down. Because I am so sick of specifically white straight women coming up to me and going, somebody put an APB out on your waist because it's non-existent, it's missing, girl. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, just leave me alone. Queer people don't talk to me like this. So it's just, yeah. You can go to any bar. Unless you're with a queer friend, and even that way, you're a guest. And, like, please behave yourself. Please. And listen, if you walk into a gay bar or a queer space and they don't just start a whole musical number, yeah, it's no one cares that you exist. Sorry. We're here to hang out with each other. Goodbye.
Straight women are invading drag spaces.
My name is Lacey Marie Basil, and this is my story. I was born as James Lyle, September 2nd, 1947. I have lived the past 6 years as my true self, a 75-year young transgender woman. I am the happiest I've been in my entire life. If you remember nothing else from this short testimony, remember that being trans is not a choice. It's biological. We are born this way. I was born with the brain of a girl and the body of a boy. Now that was the cursed part. The blessing part was that Lacey inside of me for all those years made me a better person, more loving, more compassionate, a man with a feminine sweetness, not effeminate. It made me a better teacher, principal, and more importantly, a dad. My kids are in my life. I loved and still love being their dad, now and forever. I've been married 3 times. I tried so hard to make it work. I hoped that this me would go away, but she never did. I knew in 1952, when I was 5 years old, that I was female. It was a much different time then. Still not easy today. Not accepting, deviant classification. No work for many, many rejections, many misgenderings. So I hid her deep in a vault in my soul for all those years. I became a teacher, a professional singer, and a high school principal. I was suicidal twice, and I had a nervous breakdown trying to accept myself. I was filled with fear, with guilt, and shame. But I persevered. I also wanted to know what I was like as Lacey. As my true self, I discovered that I like me. I even love me. I see my female soul in my mind's eye. I'm totally comfortable in my own skin. My soul is no longer quivering. I feel God close most days. I'm active in my church. It's rare for a trans woman to come out at my age. I've been through a year of intense therapy, followed by support groups for another year. I've had 6 surgeries to feminize me more. I'm going through a personal resurrection. Lacey is a gift that God has given me. I know love. I now know that I love who I am. My mind, my body, and soul are now one.
I'm sorry for putting all of you through those 3 minutes of this guy talking absolute nonsense, but in short, you're still a man.